I recently had a conversation with someone who said, Matt, I've been wanting to move for a few years and I just don't feel like things are right. And I asked them, well, what are you really waiting for? And they paused and really didn't have an answer. So if that sounds like you right now, then this video is for you. Here's what I'm seeing right now across the Front Range. Boulder, Longmont, Denver, Fort Collins. It seems to be the same story everywhere. A lot of people want to make a move. They've been thinking about it for a while, but something is really keeping them on the sidelines. And to be honest, most of the time, it's interest rates. And I get it. Nobody wants to feel like they're making a big decision at the wrong time. But let's just talk about it in a real way for just a second. So right now, rates are roughly in that 6 to 6.5 range. And of course, yeah, that feels like they're high when you're comparing it to 2020 or 2021. But those were outlier years and they're not the norm. If you zoom out a little bit and look at it from a bigger lens, historically, rates have averaged closer to around the high 7% range. So where we're at today is actually pretty normal. And here's the part a lot of people forget. Your rate is temporary, but the home you buy is not. If rates drop down the road, you can always refinance. But if you wait and prices continue to creep up, you're now buying the same house at a higher price and you'll be competing with more people. And honestly, the market right now is actually pretty healthy. It's not the chaos that we saw a few years ago. You're not fighting off 10 to 20 other offers or throwing out crazy escalation clauses just to have a shot. There's more inventory, you've got more time to think, and you can actually make a decision that feels right for you and your family. And on the seller side, good homes that are priced right are still moving quickly, just without all the craziness, which in my opinion is a much better experience for everyone. And one thing that I always like to remind people, especially here in Colorado, is our market is very seasonal. Things typically start picking up around mid-February and they stay pretty active through the spring. And honestly, they're usually strong through about June. And then interestingly, things have a tendency to slow down a bit in the summer. People are traveling, kids are out of school, life just gets busy, and I think people don't like their summer being messed with here in Colorado. We usually see another little bump again in September, and then things have a tendency to sort of taper off into the winter. But here's the interesting part about winter. When someone lists their home in the winter, it's usually not just to test the market. They typically really need to sell. I've had clients get some of their best deals during that time just because of that. So a timing takeaway is this. If you're sitting on the sidelines right now, the spring window heading into June is a really strong time to be out there looking. But if it doesn't happen now, don't feel like you missed your shot because September and later on can be another great opportunity. But here's the piece that doesn't get talked about enough. The cost of waiting. If you've been thinking about moving for a year or two, that delay comes with a cost. Maybe it's a longer commute, maybe you've outgrown your current space, and maybe your home just doesn't fit your lifestyle anymore. Those things matter. They don't show up on a spreadsheet though. And there's also a timing piece here. There are a lot of people on the sidelines right now, and when things shift, even just a little bit, those buyers are going to jump back in all at the same time, which means more competition, fewer opportunities, and less negotiation power. The people who tend to win are the ones who move back in before the crowd, not with it. So if you're going back and forth on lists, let's just talk. No pressure, no pitch, just a real conversation about your situation and what actually makes sense for you. Shoot me a call or text at 303-819-6494, and I'm happy to help you think through it.